In this video, you're going to learn 5 simple ways to stop waking up at night to pee, and they can start working in as little as 3 days. If you've been struggling with broken sleep and those frustrating bathroom trips after bedtime, you are not alone. This is something millions of older adults deal with every night, and it doesn't just leave you tired, it affects your mood, your energy, and even your balance and safety. But the good news is, there are natural, practical solutions that really help. You won't need to take pills or give up water altogether. Instead, we'll show you how small changes can help your bladder stay quiet while you sleep. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. 1. Change when you drink water, not just how much. One of the biggest mistakes people make, especially as we get older, is assuming that the answer to nighttime bathroom trips is simply to drink less water. But the truth is, your body still needs plenty of fluids. What matters more is when you're drinking that water. If most of your fluids are going in during the evening hours, your bladder is going to stay busy all night. That's just how it works. And as we age, our bodies don't produce as much of the hormone that helps us hold on to water during sleep, which means more trips to the bathroom unless we adjust our habits. The best approach? Start drinking more water earlier in the day. Aim to get most of your hydration between morning and mid-afternoon. Think of it like fueling your body while it's awake and active. That way, your kidneys have time to process the fluids, your bladder gets emptied well before bed, and your nights stay more peaceful. A lot of older adults have found success by simply stopping their main water intake by 4 p.m. They still drink a little if needed, of course, but not full glasses right before bed. There's another part to this: beverages like coffee, tea, and even soup count toward your fluid intake. So if you're sipping on a cup of herbal tea after dinner thinking it's harmless, it might still be sending you to the bathroom later. It's not just water you have to watch, it's anything that adds to your bladder's load in the evening. It also helps to avoid drinking large amounts all at once. Instead of gulping down a full glass at a time, try smaller sips throughout the morning and early afternoon. It keeps your body hydrated without overloading your system. If it helps, you can even set a little reminder for yourself, maybe every hour or so, just to take a few sips. Some people also find it useful to keep a simple hydration journal for a few days. Just jot down when you drink and how many times you're waking up. It gives you a better picture of what's working, and what isn't. 2. Strengthen your bladder with simple daily exercises. Here's something many people don't realize: your bladder is supported by muscles, just like your arms or legs. And just like any other muscle, these can get weaker over time, especially if they're not being used the right way. But the good news is, they can also be strengthened. With the right kind of gentle exercises, you can train your bladder muscles to hold more urine and reduce that urgent feeling that wakes you up in the middle of the night. These exercises are called pelvic floor exercises or sometimes Kegels. They're very simple to do and don't require any equipment or gym visits. All you do is tighten the muscles you would use to stop yourself from urinating midstream, hold them for about 5 seconds, and then slowly release. That's it. You repeat this process about 10 times, and if you can do this 2 or 3 times a day, you'll start building up strength. But here's the key: you have to make sure you're using the right muscles. A lot of people accidentally tighten their stomach, thighs, or even hold their breath, but those won't help your bladder. The best way to find the right muscle is to practice during urination once, just to feel which muscle you use to stop the flow. Once you've got it, you can practice Kegels anywhere, sitting, lying down, even while watching TV. Now, don't expect results overnight. It takes a few weeks of regular practice to notice improvement, but many seniors who stick with it say they feel fewer urges, can hold urine longer, and wake up less often at night. It's a small time investment with a big payoff in your daily comfort and nighttime sleep. Alongside Kegels, some people also try something called bladder training. This means setting a bathroom schedule during the day and slowly stretching the time between trips. For example, if you usually go every hour, try extending it to every hour and 15 minutes. Over time, this trains your bladder to hold more without discomfort. Also, staying active overall helps. Light walking, gentle stretching, and even working on your posture can support your pelvic muscles and bladder health. And if constipation is something you deal with, managing that is important too, because straining can weaken those same muscles. These exercises are easy, low risk, and make a real difference. Give them a try, your bladder will thank you. 3. Build a simple, calming evening routine. One thing your body really appreciates as you get older is routine. Not just what time you go to bed, but what happens in the hour or two before you lie down. Having a steady, predictable pattern in the evening can help your brain and body know it's time to wind down, and it can also help reduce the urge to wake up and use the bathroom during the night. Let's start with timing. Try to finish your last glass of water or any beverage at least 2 hours before bed. That gives your body enough time to process the fluid, filter it through your kidneys, and let your bladder empty well before your head hits the pillow. You'll still be hydrated, but your bladder won't be working overtime when it should be resting. It's also a good idea to go to the bathroom right before you get into bed, even if you don't feel a strong urge. This gives you the best chance to make it through the night without interruption. Many people overlook this small habit, but it can be one of the easiest changes to put in place. Now let's talk about the tone of your evening. A calm mind supports a calm body, and that includes your bladder. Try to do something relaxing for the last 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. This might mean reading a light book, listening to soft music, doing a crossword puzzle, or simply sitting quietly. What you want to avoid are things that overstimulate the brain, like watching dramatic news, scrolling your phone, or having a long intense conversation. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. These 3 things help support deeper sleep, and deep sleep is the stage where your body tends to stay still and less likely to wake up with an urge. If you're taking medications that affect urination or sleep, check with your doctor about the timing. Sometimes just shifting a pill to earlier in the day can help. Even adding gentle movement earlier in the day, like a short walk or stretching, can support better sleep and bladder control. But avoid any heavy exercise late at night. It might make your body too alert just when you want it to settle down. The goal here is consistency. If you follow a regular pattern each night, your body starts to expect what's coming, and that includes fewer interruptions from your bladder. 4. Practice mindful hydration throughout the day. Most people know they should drink water to stay healthy, but many don't realize that how you drink matters just as much as how much. This is especially true if you're dealing with nighttime bathroom trips. You might think you're doing everything right by staying hydrated, but without being mindful of your timing and habits, your bladder can still keep you up at night. Mindful hydration simply means being thoughtful about when, how often, and how much you drink, especially as bedtime approaches. Instead of sipping randomly throughout the evening, try to get most of your fluids in before mid-afternoon. That gives your body time to filter and process everything so your bladder can stay quieter through the night. Many older adults have had success with one simple shift. They move their biggest glass of water to the early afternoon instead of drinking it during dinner or afterward. One man, Bob, started drinking a full glass around 2 p.m. instead of 7 p.m., and that small change helped him sleep longer without waking up to pee. It's not about drinking less overall, it's about shifting your timing. Also, how you drink matters. Instead of gulping down a full glass at once, take small sips steadily through the day. It's easier on your system, gives your body a chance to absorb the water more efficiently, and avoids sudden pressure on your bladder. This also helps if you're someone who forgets to drink and then tries to catch up all at once, which usually ends with you heading to the bathroom more than necessary. The type of water matters, too. Some seniors are sensitive to high mineral or hard water, which can irritate the bladder. If you've noticed any discomfort, try switching to filtered or distilled water to see if it makes a difference. And remember, drinks like coffee, tea, soda, and even soup all count toward your fluid intake. Be especially cautious of caffeinated or carbonated drinks later in the day, as they're more likely to stimulate urine production. If you tend to get thirsty in the evening, that's okay, just have a small amount of water and sip it slowly. You're not depriving yourself. You're working with your body's natural rhythms. And if you're not sure where to start, try keeping a short log for a few days. Note when you drink and how often you wake up. You might spot a pattern that leads you straight to a better night's rest. 5. Cut back on caffeine and alcohol in the afternoon and evening. This one might surprise you, or maybe you've heard it before but didn't realize just how much of a difference it could make. Caffeine and alcohol are both known to affect your bladder, and for older adults, their impact becomes even more noticeable. That's because as we age, our body processes these substances more slowly, and the bladder becomes more sensitive to irritation and stimulation. Let's start with caffeine. It's a natural diuretic, which means it makes your body produce more urine. That's not just true for coffee, it also includes tea, soda, energy drinks, and even some chocolate. Having a cup of coffee or tea late in the day might feel like a comforting habit, but it can be a hidden reason why you're waking up to go to the bathroom once, twice, or even more during the night. Even decaf coffee still contains a small amount of caffeine, and that little bit can still affect some people, especially when the bladder is already sensitive. Then there's alcohol. Many people think a glass of wine or a nightcap helps them relax and fall asleep, and in the beginning, it might. But alcohol doesn't lead to deep, restful sleep. In fact, it interrupts your natural sleep cycles and increases urine production at the same time. That double effect means you may fall asleep faster but end up waking multiple times through the night, often needing to use the bathroom. Take the story of George, a 75-year-old who enjoyed a glass of wine at dinner and a late coffee afterward. He thought it helped him unwind. But he was getting up 3 or 4 times a night and didn't connect the dots. After his doctor suggested cutting out caffeine after noon and saving alcohol for the occasional weekend, his sleep improved dramatically, and so did his energy during the day. Instead of those beverages, try swapping in non-caffeinated herbal teas, warm lemon water, or simply filtered water earlier in the day. These choices are gentler on the bladder and still provide the comfort of a warm drink without the side effects. Also, make sure to read labels carefully. Some sleepy time teas still contain mild stimulants or hidden ingredients that might irritate the bladder. Making this change doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy. It just means being a little more selective about when you enjoy them. Your bladder, and your sleep, will thank you for it. 6. Elevate your legs in the afternoon. Here's a tip many people haven't heard before, and it's surprisingly effective. If you notice your legs or ankles swelling during the day, that extra fluid might actually be contributing to your nighttime bathroom trips. When you lie down at night, all that fluid shifts back into your bloodstream and gets processed by your kidneys, which then turns into urine, and that's part of what's filling up your bladder while you sleep. A simple way to manage this is by elevating your legs for 30 to 60 minutes in the late afternoon or early evening. Just lie down on the couch or your bed and prop your feet up on a couple of pillows so they're above the level of your heart. This helps your body move that excess fluid earlier in the day, when you're awake and can use the bathroom normally, instead of waiting until bedtime. You don't need to do this for long periods, and you don't need any fancy equipment. Some seniors do it while reading a book, watching TV, or even while listening to the radio. It's gentle on the body and can become part of your afternoon routine. Another tip is to wear compression socks during the day, especially if you're on your feet a lot or notice swelling. These socks help prevent fluid from pooling in your legs and ankles in the first place, which means there's less for your body to flush out overnight. Just make sure to remove them before bed. This tip works especially well in combination with the other habits we've talked about, like drinking earlier in the day and sticking to a regular evening routine. Together, they help your body settle down at night so you can get the deep, uninterrupted rest you deserve. If swelling is something you deal with often, or you've noticed your socks leaving deep marks on your legs, this is a sign your body might be holding on to extra fluid. Try elevating your legs today. It's a small action that could make a big difference tonight. By now, you've probably seen a pattern. Nighttime bathroom trips aren't just caused by one thing, they're the result of small habits that build up over time. But the good news is, they can also be reversed through small changes. You don't need to feel stuck, and you don't need to accept sleepless nights as just part of getting older. Because the truth is, your body still responds. It still listens. It still wants to rest, it just needs your help to make that possible. Maybe for you, the key is drinking water earlier in the day. Or maybe it's getting consistent with Kegel exercises. For someone else, it might be swapping that evening cup of coffee for a soothing herbal tea. These things might sound simple, but when you put them into a steady routine, they can make a world of difference. Better sleep, more energy, clearer thinking, and even fewer worries about rushing to the bathroom in the dark. So go ahead and give one of these tips a try. Stick with it for a few days. See what happens. You might be surprised just how quickly things improve. And if you found any of these tips helpful, or if you've already been trying something that's worked for you, share it in the comments. Your experience might help someone else find their answer. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that button, turn on the bell, and stay tuned. We'll keep bringing you more ways to feel better, sleep better, and live better. You deserve that. You really do.